There is going to be a lot of dividend, and it is only symbolic of the relationship between India and the United States, and the people to people contact is a very important part of it. Earlier used to be all more or less around the big cities. Now this is for the first time that the American president is moving out of the the political capital to the other areas. And remember that the Gujratis form a very important part of the American diaspora in the United States. So therefore, I think for those purposes, of course, it's costing a lot, but I think in the long term, the money is well spent. Remember, every president, whenever they come to India, they are very popular, perhaps except for President Nixon. All presidents have evoked a lot of excitement among the Indian public. And so this is only a symbolization of that. So
all
money,
right,
I think, is well spent.
So it's money well spent, given the feel-good factor and what we're going to see in terms of the relationship between India and the United States. Now, do you agree with Ambassador Tyal, where we talked about how an official has said that Trump will be raising the issue of religious freedom and Kashmir, and what do you feel on that? Do you think that we're going to see that happening, and maybe it'll be a conversation in private and perhaps something in public as well? Yeah, Dr. Sin, go ahead. Yes, Ambassador Tyal felt that we may not see that happening. With an official has said that, but we may not see that happening. Visuals there of the Prime Minister arriving in Ahmedabad. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so no big deal may take place, but you see, these are a process, and many of these deals may take place in the next 6 to 7 months. And if you look at the last 20-25 years, it's a process where we have come today, and the US-India relationship has become very deep, and not because of one agreement, not because of two agreements, but because our worldview is converging and our interests have become closer. And so I think these visits are well spent. There's not a
this fact that an official from the Trump administration claimed that he would raise the issue of religious freedom and talk about Kashmir when he meets with the Prime Minister. Do you think that's something that will happen, given an official has said it?
Yeah, India and the United States are democracy. We should have the sensitivity to understand each other's view. After all, there are a lot of issues in the United States which we don't agree with. President Trump has banned a whole lot of people from visiting the thing. So I think this will be discussed, but I don't think so it will be discussed in a very overt manner. I don't think so there will be a very public spat over it. It may be discussed in a generalized form.
All right. Well, we also have with us Professor Y.K. Alag, waiting very patiently. Professor Alag, what is your view of the Trump visit? And you're somebody who actually was in the same college as Trump.
I was there at the University of Pennsylvania, but of course I was doing my PhD and he was doing his bachelor's in management at the Wharton School. That's why I put on my pen jacket today. I think the visit is important. There's no question about that. I think the whole issue of homeland security, you seem to have not emphasized this yet. That's a very serious issue, particularly if there are going to be, the developments in Afghanistan. You please remember that our security issues, the Brits, when they were ruling India, always had Afghanistan on one side as the outside frontier. So the homeland security deal, in my mind, is important. I think, President Trump is, as you said earlier, is a product of the Wharton School, where I was doing my doctoral research and teaching. And that makes him a very hands-on businessman and trade theorist. I mean, the Trump Towers are worth seeing anywhere there are in the world. And whether the trade deal is signed or not, I think these issues, it's one thing for a senior leader like that to be fed by the best economists. It's another thing to have your own perspective of a very high order. I think he's going to push the American interest on this, and I'm sure our people are prepared for that. We will not be signing the trade deal, but trade deals are not signed in one day, They are a process, and this is going to be a part of the process.
All right.
Now,
Yes.
there are, sorry? Yeah.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
There are these other issues which have been talked about. We comment on American affairs also. And so they do comment on our. I think we should be prepared to answer questions